Hello and welcome back to another episode of Christianity and Pop Culture, the only show on the internet that has no host. I'm Jason Hennig and I will be your guide on this veritable sea of unusual imagery. Today, in honor of a brand new Marvel movie, we're going to be revisiting an older one, full of magic and mysticism. But if that offends your modern sensibilities, you can just call it imaginative. If you haven't figured out by the title and the thinly veiled reference, today we're talking about Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe that follows the story of Dr. Stephen Strange, an arrogant Tony Stark-esque billionaire who becomes a sorcerer to defend the Earth from Dormammu of the Dark Dimension. It's about as weird as it sounds. But even in a movie that's set about 50% in Kathmandu and 20% in an alternate dimension, there is Christianity. Doctor Strange is definitely one of my favorite Marvel movies, and it may or may not be one of yours.
Maybe. Who am I to judge?
And I'll tell you why. It has an unusual theme. We're small, ultimately unimportant, and temporary, but despite this, we are still meaningful. It also has a big emphasis on magic and spiritualism instead of science, even while towing the line between the two. Let's get going. In Doctor Strange, one of the very common tropes used is the Astral Form, which the Ancient One literally describes as being the soul.
Moment you entered the astral dimension, where the soul exists apart from the body.
The spirit can exist apart from the body, but the body cannot exist properly apart from the spirit, mostly. Your consciousness, according to the film, is your spirit, your soul. So when your soul leaves your body, you fall unconscious. The film reinforces a belief that C.S. Lewis once expressed. The phrase, "I am my soul, and I have a body." Stephen at the beginning says,
No such thing as spirit.
However, by the end, he has become a proper sorcerer and often uses the power of his astral form, his soul. Much like Luke Skywalker using the Force to put a torpedo into the Death Star, Stephen Strange channels mystical powers beyond our comprehension to do things. Opening portals, making shields, all of it requires one thing: belief.
How is this not about my hands?
When Strange doesn't believe, he can't use magic. When he does, he can. The power of belief is also shown in its related form, the power of listening to your elders and having faith in the people above you. While the Ancient One is a complicated person, she is wise and good. Kaiser Sillypants. The bad guy is noted more than once to be arrogant and unaccepting of the Ancient One's teachings. It is through being too confident in his own abilities and merits that he fell into the trap of being the bad guy. Doctor Strange, too, is riddled with this arrogance, but by defeating it and learning to surrender, he becomes the hero.
Arrogance and fear still keep you from learning the simplest and most significant lesson of all. It's not about you.
After the aforementioned scene, Strange discovers altruism. Only through forcing himself to submit to the greater good does he learn the true qualities of a hero. The last major theological piece of brain food in the film is the fact that Doctor Strange, unlike a conventional superhero, really doesn't like killing. He doesn't even like fighting. He has this conversation in the middle of the movie.
Without hesitation. Even if there's another way.
There is no other way.
You lack imagination.
No, Stephen. You lack a spine.
He fights with a whip, used to deflect attacks and disarm opponents, or with two shields, one on each hand, used mostly to, well, protect him from harm. Ultimately, we see the payoff of his return to do no harm in the famous
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
It may not be super clear in the film, but actually he's dying and dying and dying for thousands of years just to get Dormammu to spare Earth. Oh, what? Is that a self-sacrifice I hear? Oh, what? Who else did that? Huh? You're saying it was Jesus? Okay. I know you get the point. Back to my other point. Like Jesus, Strange found a way to save the Earth without killing anyone, well, other than himself.
You will spend eternity dying.
Yes, but everyone on Earth will live.
By the end, we see this symbol. He could hold his hands steady with magic, but he chooses to use his magic for others, so his broken hands continue to shake. There you have it, 4 major Christian elements in Doctor Strange. They were a lot of fun because, like I said, I really like this movie. But you know, there might be another set of magical movies that would be interesting to analyze. I have to hit the last note wrong, otherwise somebody's going to sue me for copyright infringement. Doctor Strange is a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Marvel Cinematic Universe that follows the story of... Shut the door, please. I know you're putting that in the blooper reel, Victoria. Doctor Strange is a part of the Marvel Cinematic... Cinevatican.